Hey, welcome back to Emotional Self-Mastery. I'm Danielle Gaudette. Thank you for tuning in. So I didn't receive any questions from last week, so I decided that I'll just go on to the next step this week. As I told you last time, I said I was going to introduce 6 steps. I spoke a lot about awakening. I've talked thoroughly now about awakening, how important it is to wake up your senses, stimulate your body, stimulate your danjan. So now I'm going to move from there to the next step, step number 2, which is feeling. Feeling is so important, and it sounds so easy, but it's not as easy as it sounds. I've experienced that through my own self, practicing to feel my feelings and ride the feeling inward, and also trying to help many other people do the same. We bump up against going inside, actually, once our feelings start to really come up and get strong. I think this is because we have a lot of judgment sort of programmed, educated through our lifetime, which is very normal. And that program is good feelings are good and bad feelings are bad. But if we hold on to those beliefs, then it's really hard to feel your own feelings. And if you don't allow yourself to feel your feelings, then it's really hard to go inside. It's impossible. I think I talked about this last time as well. We just end up doing it in our head, in our thoughts, in our ideas, in our knowledge, and our intellect about it. But that is nothing like going inward. When you go inside yourself, you're going to find many feelings there. And when you keep going deeper, you will get down really deep to the deepest places inside of you, where there is a deep peace residing. This we call our true self. But before we get there, a lot of times there's many layers of feelings covering that space. So if you want to get management over those feelings, those emotions, also physical discomforts as well can be feelings. Feelings can be physical, energetic, or emotional. If you want to get management over them, or of course mastership over them, you have to be brave enough to feel them. Yes, I used the word brave. I have discovered that feeling requires a lot of courage. Courage to just face the feeling as it is without reacting to the feeling. This is what we usually do. And many times we are not even conscious that we're doing this. This is happening subconsciously. We start to feel the feeling, and quickly we go into judgment of the feeling. Oh, that's bad. We just react, and then we might tense up. We might cut the feeling off. We might want to avoid ourselves and numb our feelings with food or drugs or entertainment, all different ways. People, relationships, friends, there's many ways to numb and avoid your own feelings. What's important is that you need to become really aware of how you are dealing with your feelings so that you can make more conscious choices, and this will help you gain power to go inward instead of just sort of being in your own habitual loop of reacting to your feelings, avoiding your feelings, blaming others about your feelings, judging others about your feelings. This is what happens. We keep looking outside of ourselves instead of going deeper inside. But the only way to solve our problems, whether that is our emotional problems or our relationship problems, including our relationships with ourselves, the only way is to look inward and to go deeper inside yourself. So I want to start from this week practicing to be with the feeling, to stay with the feeling and ride the feeling. Again, I want to emphasize, please, you need some degree of courage and almost even faith. I want to say trust. Trust is a better word than faith. Trust. You need to trust the principle that feelings are just like clouds, and your true self is like the sun. So there can be many clouds, even very stormy clouds inside, but eventually those clouds will pass and the sun will be there, shining. So you have to become comfortable with looking at those clouds, facing the clouds, again, through feeling the clouds. Not just taking a mental analysis of the clouds, but actually going in and feeling so that you can eventually feel the bright sun. So we're going to practice together. I wanted to use the emotion of anxiety today because I think that anxiety is an emotion that people are pretty comfortable admitting that they have. I say that because a lot of people want to be good and kind and nice people, so they have a really hard time facing other kinds of emotions such as anger or rage and pride. Sometimes it's very hard to allow yourself to feel those feelings, but anxiety, most people are willing to admit that they have anxiety, whether it's all the time or in certain situations, some degree of anxiety. Some people even have debilitating feelings of anxiety. Other people might just have situational anxiety. So we can start with anxiety. Now, I just want to say that anxiety itself is just a surface feeling for deeper suppressed emotions. Whether that's a deeper suppressed fear that's so big that it's making you anxious, making you nervous. Also worry does a similar thing, can be a huge feeling of worry that you're pushing down, so it just bubbles up to the surface as a nervousness and an anxiety. Also, back to anger, when people have a lot of anger, it's like a huge fiery energy stored inside, and that energy just it wants to get out, it wants to move, it wants to circulate, but we don't know how to release or circulate our angry energy in a healthy way, so we just keep pushing it down, and this causes also a lot of anxiety. And I've even found that it can be a lot of guilt, suppressed guilt that people feel, but they're not aware that they have that guilt, that also causes a feeling of anxiety, kind of a chronic feeling of anxiety, or in certain social situations especially, some anxiety coming out. So this is a good example of why we need to be able to face that feeling and let the deeper energies that might be stuck underneath come out, release a little bit so that we can feel lighter, so that we can heal. This is ultimately all about healing. You're healing your mind, but also you're healing your whole body. Your energy system is going to flow better. Blood, oxygen is going to circulate better in your body when you let that stuck, suppressed energy release a little bit. So when I say release, I don't mean let it go, kick it out, get rid of it, never feel it again. No. Releasing happens naturally when you allow yourself to fully, 100% just be with the feeling without any judgment, without any reaction, without trying to figure out or understand or analyze that feeling. Just be with the feeling. And we're going to use the Danjan. That's why I've been talking about Danjan all along, how important it is to ground the energy. So anxiety, for example, is here. It's centered in your chest, your heart chakra. It's like an excess energy in your chest and in your head. That's what's going to make you feel, that's what you're going to feel when you feel anxious. Some excess energy up here. When you pay attention to your body, you'll notice some heat, some shaking feeling, some throbbing feeling in your head, or kind of sweaty, or too many thoughts that you can't calm down, or clenching of your jaw. These kind of sensations you might notice when you're anxious. So we need to really ground that energy. That's the first step. Just bring it down. Anchor it in the Danjan. Direct, ask your energy to flow downward. when the energy starts to flow downward, it becomes a little easier to face the feeling and be present with the feeling and allow it to be there. So let's practice a little bit together today. We're going to take our fists and we're going to tap on the danjan point 2 inches below the belly button. Let me remind you, about 2 inches below your belly button. We're going to take our fist and we're going to tap that spot. So from now until I say stop, please keep tapping along with me as you watch this video if you have free hands to do so. So straighten your spine, that's really important. If you're sitting on the ground like I am, then you even want to slightly arch your lower back. If it's uncomfortable on your hip joints, then you can use a cushion, something that gives you a little bit of height, and that will be more comfortable to sit. If you're standing, please bend your knees. Okay, let's breathe out. Long, gentle exhale. So keep tapping the same spot and try to bring your awareness to the lower abdomen. And as you do so, just exhale, long, gentle exhales. Not forceful, just long, gentle exhale and relax. Relax. Notice what part of your body is tense and just relax. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest. You want to make sure your chin is down a little. Don't let your chin float upward. When you do that, all your energy rises back up to your head. So keep the chin down. We're sending the energy down to the lower abdomen. And just breathe out gently. Now, as you feel yourself, you might notice that you have a little bit of anxiety somewhere inside. Now, it's really great to do this exercise if you're feeling a lot of anxiety. And I recommend just open this video and do it along with me. But if you aren't feeling a lot of anxiety or any at this time, that's okay. As you tap and be aware of yourself, you might notice there is a little bit of anxiety or nervousness, that kind of stress you might be holding inside. You might notice it in your chest area, or you might notice it in your head. In your head, it might feel tight or hot, or like I said before, a clenching feeling in your jaw. In your chest, you might also feel tight or heavy or stuffy, or you might feel a shaking feeling, like a panicky feeling. Again, keep relaxing your shoulders and breathe out. Now, if you react, then what will happen is you'll feel those feelings and then you'll get scared. You'll start to panic, you'll start to freak out. You'll feel like that feeling's going to swallow you up, it's going to get bigger and bigger, and you're going to be lost in that feeling. That's reaction, and when you react like that, it's true, it gets worse. Because you're just perpetuating the cycle. You're kind of feeding it. So instead of that, I just want to invite you to try to relax. I know it's not easy to relax when you feel anxiety, so that's why you need to use your body. This is why step 1 is always awakening. Stimulate your body and feel your body, and then use your body to relax. So if you feel tension in your head, try to relax that tension as you breathe out. Relax your face muscles as you exhale gently. Just notice if you have some tension in your face. Relax your jaw as you exhale gently. And again, with the breathing, please be natural. So long, gentle exhales are good, but I don't want you to force it. That's important. Please don't force it. Like, it's okay. Just Follow your natural breathing rhythm and pay a little bit more attention to the exhale. Gentle exhale through your mouth. And relax your neck and shoulders. And some of you might feel, when you try to feel your body, you can't even feel it. You don't know what it feels like to feel how you feel, how your head feels, how your chest feels. That's okay. That's really good awareness. That's a starting point. Oh, I don't feel my body. The reason why is because your consciousness is turned outward, completely outward. So that's the first step, bringing your consciousness inward. So then you can just focus your attention only on the lower abdomen, the place where you're stimulating. That's what the stimulation is for. It draws you inward. So tap on the lower abdomen. You can definitely feel something in the place where you're tapping, even if that's just the sensation that you're tapping, or some vibration there, some vibration spreading in your abdomen, into your back. Some of you might feel warm, some of you might feel cold, some of you might feel pain. Again, just breathe out. Try to relax your lower abdomen. And you might become aware then of your chest. The more you relax one area, you might start to notice another area that was holding some tension, such as your chest or even in your throat. Anxiety can get stuck in your throat. So breathe out gently. And every single time your mind tries to fly away to, why do I have this feeling? Is it going to last forever? Is this really going to work? Maybe it's getting worse. I don't know if I'm feeling anything. Is this supposed to be this way? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Your mind keeps flying away. That's also normal. Every single time that happens, just try to come back to the actual physical sensation. Long, gentle exhales. Good. As you keep doing that, you might notice something's getting calmer inside. Just a general sense of calmness, or your head is relaxing. You might feel lighter. Chest might feel lighter. You might feel a more positive feeling rising up. Positive sensation or emotion, something very comfortable, good feeling. Just be aware. This is the principle. When you keep stimulating the lower energy center, energy will eventually come down. And exhaling through your mouth is really important. Your mouth is connected to your chest. So when you breathe out gently, you're releasing some of that fire energy that's trapped in your chest, that's making you anxious. Also, exhaling is a great way to help quiet your thoughts a little bit. Don't try to kick them out. Just try to bring yourself back to the feeling, and the thoughts will naturally quiet down. So this is step 1 and 2 that we're doing together. Awaken and feel. And as you feel, be aware. Be aware of your feelings. You're going to learn so many things about yourself. And the more you learn about your patterns, your habits, you're going to start to know how to make changes. I'm going to explain how that happens as we keep going through the steps. But for now, we're just feeling, because feeling is a key element. Even moving on to the very next step doesn't work well if we are afraid to feel ourselves. Some people have a lot of deep tension held inside, so the more you feel, the more that deep tension is going to start to break up, to release. At that time, it's also normal if you feel more discomfort, more emotions coming out, more negative feelings coming up. That's a healing process that's happening. That's a cleansing. It's like cleaning your house. You're cleaning your house through this exercise. You're becoming aware of the dirty things that are stuck inside, and it's cleaning naturally through tapping, breathing, feeling. The moment you feel, you bring your awareness to yourself. Your awareness starts to go inward. When your mind goes inside, energy follows your mind. Healing energy starts to circulate inside of you. This is the principle. As long as you practice regularly, it will work. So by now, you might notice the places that were tense are more relaxed and the anxious feeling has dissipated. It doesn't mean that you're never going to be anxious again. It just means that you had a moment where you mastered your own feeling. You took it into your own hands. You got control of it. Even just for a moment, that's a big deal. That's an important beginning. And then you can keep increasing those moments. Your power to do it will just increase the more you practice. And the reason why there's more steps is because it's not always easy to navigate what happens as we go in there and things start to release. So I will discuss more steps of how to navigate that, the things that come out. But this is the most important beginning. Very good. And now you can rub your lower abdomen. And I want you to just rest your hands on your lower abdomen and close your eyes for a moment. And again, feel your body. Feel your breathing. Now you might notice there's still some tension or a release of tension in your chest. And if you do, you can place one hand on your chest as well. And you're just giving yourself some new energy. At the same time, you're being aware of the changes that took place while you did this exercise. Also, sometimes when we are anxious, it really affects our third chakra, our solar plexus. So you can put your hand on your upper abdomen, solar plexus, and breathe and feel. Great. And when you finish, just lower your hands. You can put them back down on your knees. I hope you stay connected with the feelings in your body. Stay aware of the process that happened while we did that very short tapping sequence. So you can do short tapping, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or you could do a longer sequence, such as 20 minutes. The longer you do it, the more transformation you're going to notice inside of you. The more changes take place. The more your energy comes into balance. Now, don't do this exercise while you're watching TV or having a conversation with somebody on the phone. You can always tap your dantian anytime. That's going to be a different effect. If you want to really, really face your feeling and practice how to overcome your emotion, then you need to have a quiet space where you can just fully focus on yourself and just allow yourself to feel. Be brave to feel your feeling. So I would love so much if any of you who watched this and did this exercise along with me would be willing to share in the comment below some of what you felt or experienced. I would love to hear it. And of course, if you have any question about what I'm talking about today or what we did, I would also love to hear it. I find that the inner journey is very individual. It's a little different for each person. So if you have questions about what you are experiencing, I'm happy to answer. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please practice with your feelings in the meantime. Thank you. Bye-bye.